What's going on, guys? So today I'm gonna take you through one of my own workouts, hitting a pool session today. And throughout this workout, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about what makes my clients' transformations possible. All right, so the most important thing that people don't prioritize, of course, is gonna be nutrition, right? So nutrition is gonna always overpower your training, regardless of what the goal is, whether you're trying to lose weight, whether you're trying to gain mass, whatever the goal may be, your nutrition is always gonna come first. So by nutrition, I mean knowing how much protein you're intaking, knowing how much fat you're intaking, knowing how many carbs you're intaking. All those macros play a role in determining the end result of whatever your goal may be. The more precise you track, the easier it's gonna be to get that final result. Because at the end of the day, if you're not tracking it, you're not able to change anything. So if you have time to check your phone, you have time to be on TikTok or whatever, you have time to input your macros, you have time to see what's in what you're eating. Another thing about nutrition is the types of food you're putting in your body. So having processed food versus whole foods is gonna be a major difference in your results, of course. You're gonna retain less water, you're gonna be able to metabolize the food a lot better, and you're gonna have less bloating. So choosing whole foods always over processed foods or anything that's in a wrapper. Remember, if it's easy, if it's easy to make, or if it's something that takes 2 seconds to have ready, it's probably not the best option for you.
Lately, there ain't been no competition for
so most people don't know the difference between working out and training. There's a big difference. When you're training, you're normally pushing yourself. You can barely hold a conversation, and you'll be winded like I am right now, right? So when you're training, the intensity is at another level. It's one of the factors I emphasize when it comes to seeing results. Intensity is everything. It's not about how long you're in the gym. It's not about how much weight you're lifting. It's not about exercise selection. It's about intensity. Intensity is the majority of where your results are gonna come from as far as being in the gym. You can go to the gym 7 days a week, 2 hours a day, but if the intensity is not there, you're wasting your time. So intensity can be modified in several ways. You can modify intensity with cutting the rest in between sets, increasing the weight you're using, increasing reps with the same weight you were using prior. Those are easy ways to modify intensity. So I want to throw in there, I want to talk a little bit about exercise selection, right? Because obviously there are exercises I will choose, especially with certain clients, that will burn more fat because they activate more muscle throughout the movement, right? So something like a deadlift, something like a squat, something like a standing overhead press, you're gonna have more muscles active per workout, right? So you're gonna be able to burn more fat per movement. This is training. I can barely talk to you guys. Also, another way to modify intensity that a lot of people are, not aware of is changing the position you do the movement, right? So, for example, you can do a seated shoulder press or you can do a standing shoulder press. Yes, you may be able to go a little heavier on the seated because you're supported, but on the standing, you'll have involvement from the legs, your core will be more active, you'll be using more muscles at once.
While I run up stock, you all on my IG stalking. Man, get out my face. Keep on stepping to a king, or you bound to catch a fin.
So the last thing that I like to tell my clients that needs to be a priority when optimizing seeing results, right? Because you can see results, but if you want to see results at the best pace, is going to be prioritizing your recovery, your sleep, working on mobility, stretching, prehab, warming up properly is another one, but your recovery as a whole is going to be a major factor in reaching your goal. Why? Because without proper recovery, you're increasing your risk of injury. And when you get injured, you can only go backwards. You're gonna delay the entire process. So recovery is huge. Recovery is massive when it comes to achieving those transformations. Another thing is when you rest, when you properly recover, when you get proper sleep, you're also burning fat and you're also building muscle throughout that time. So getting REM sleep, getting that deep sleep is going to be extremely vital in achieving your results. One thing I tell all my clients is when it comes to recovery is trying to get at least 6 to 7 hours of deep sleep. There's a big difference between 9 to 10 hours of whatever sleep where you're waking up constantly, tossing, turning, versus getting 6 to 7 solid sleep where you're actually in REM.
Too much love for my city, I'm just here to play my part. Way too many lost souls, we just don't know where to start. Find my way out through the art, I'll do whatever it takes. Call it what you wanna call it, but I know it's fake. I really am a diamond from the dirt. It was really perfect timing in a blur. Broke the record in the curse. Off the record, I had no one to console me when it hurts. For what it's worth.
All right, guys, there you have it. That's the recipe to my clients' transformations. If you like the workout, feel free to steal it. And if you like the video, please subscribe.